Hello everybody, Ryan here, or MandRproductions, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys another LEGO Star Wars tier list video. If you guys have a suggestion for a future tier list, leave in the comments section down below, and I might use your suggestion. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and if you enjoy this tier list video, leave a like. Without further ado, though, let's get into the subject at hand, and that is we are tier listing all the LEGO Star Wars Microfighters that have ever been made. There have been 30 or 29 separately released Microfighter sets. However, I've split it up into 32 total Microfighter entries because there have been 3 dual packs for Microfighters, and basically I took the dual packs and made them their own Microfighters. Every Microfighter ever has essentially cost $10. The dual packs cost $20, but each individual Microfighter within that dual pack therefore would cost $10. So basically everything is on a pretty level playing field, which should make this video pretty fun. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off with the first Microfighter to ever be released, or at least one of the first ones from 2014 within Microfighter Series 1. We have the Clone Turbo Tank. Is it an S-tier Microfighter? The wheels work really well. It actually has flick-fire missiles on the side of it, which is kind of a nice function. It, of course, comes with a regular Episode 3 Clone Trooper, which you can't really beat. And I think for now, I'm going to put it in the S tier. That might change later on. I might rethink that one, but I think that Microfighter is one of the better ones they have released in the first wave. The AAT comes in next, and it's a bit of a thick boy. It includes like a battle droid pilot, and that's fine and dandy. It's got the flick fire missiles once again, but on like the wings of the thing, and it looks a little bit awkward from that perspective. This one, obviously, it's not that great in its size. I'm going to put it at C for me. Next up, 2014 Millennium Falcon. This one's pretty dang good. It, of course, has the Han Solo. Unfortunately, the Han Solo hadn't been updated at this time, so you're still getting the Han Solo with the old hair and everything, but I could put this one S tier, but I think it's just one tier below at A tier. Moving on, we have the Tai Interceptor, also from 2014. There were actually 6 Microfighters back in 2014, quite a few. This one I think is pretty good. Obviously a really thick boy in the center there. The middle, like the scaling is so off, and that's kind of the point with these though. They're not supposed to be super accurate, so I kind of forgive it for that. So we're going to go B tier. I mean, that's going to be a common theme throughout, so you kind of have to throw the scaling out the door. The X-Wing is pretty dang awesome as well. Obviously includes a pretty neat minifigure for your X-Wing pilot there. It has flick-fire missiles on all the wings, which is pretty cool as a feature for kids, I guess. So I'm going to put this one in the A tier. I think it's just as good as the Millennium Falcon. Pretty dang cool set. The Imperial Star Destroyer, very good set as well. Comes with like an Imperial officer, so no like cool minifigure, unfortunately. For that reason, I think I'm going to put it B tier. I think they could have done a better minifigure for that set. I really do. I think they could have done something better, but other than that, still a great Microfighter. We have the ARC 170, which is another. I think the design of the ARC 170 is really good. Obviously, having the pilot in there is really awesome as well. One of the newer designs for the pilots. So I'm going to go A tier on that one. That one's still like a really good Microfighter by today's standards. The Vulture Droid. This is actually one that I had and I sold. It's trash. When I sell stuff, it's because I really don't like it. And the Vulture Droid is one of those things. I don't know, like every LEGO Vulture Droid, there's rarely a Vulture Droid design that I get behind. Like Hyena Droid Bomber, hated the new 2014 Vulture Droid, and this one is going to be no exception. Next up, we have the Snowspeeder. Pretty decent design with the Snowspeeder pilot in there. Flick-fire missile from underneath the Snowspeeder, so it's actually hidden. That's nice. It's hidden away. It's not a sore thumb on the front of it. So for that reason, I'm going to go A tier. The AT-AT is where it gets interesting. The AT-AT is rough. You, of course, get the AT-AT driver, which is nice. Good minifigure selection, obviously, but the AT-AT is not too good looking, to be honest. I think I'm going to have to stick that one in C tier. I think it's moderately better than the AAT, but I wouldn't call it on the same levels like the Star Destroyer and the Tai Interceptor. It's just such a weird design. I know you obviously throw a lot of accuracy out the door, but I think that one just looks ridiculous. I think a lot of people would agree. Clone gunship with a clone pilot here. Pretty run-of-the-mill for a Microfighter. I think I'm going to go A, though. I think it's a really good Microfighter once again. A lot of these Microfighters are better than you give them credit for. Separative Spider Droid. This is another one that I had and sold, and if you've been paying attention, that means it's trash. The Homing Spider Droid, or whatever the heck this is supposed to be called, just it's not my LEGO set, and for that reason it's trash. For my personal list here, it is trash. Resistance X-Wing, pretty good. I mean, it's you can argue it's an improvement over the original X-Wing here, obviously with a slightly different design. I don't love this one. I feel like they kind of recycled the flick-fire missile thing from the original X-Wing. They didn't really think of anything new and outside the box. A lot of borrowed design there. So I'm going to go B tier on that one. Next up, we have the First Order Snowspeeder, which we really didn't even see in the movie. I think this one's going to go D tier. I mean, it's a decent design. It's got a good figure. Is it really worse than these? It can't be. I bought a few of these. I don't think it's worse now that I think about it. The Ghost here with not Ayla Secura. Really, the Ghost here is a really good design for $10. I think I'm going B tier on the Ghost. We have the First Order TIE prototype, and I really don't feel like I can say this one's worse than the TIE Interceptor, because they're very similar design, kind of a recycled design, same kind of concept there, just with different shaped wings. So I'm going to stick that one in B tier, along with a bunch of other ones there. Wookiee Gunship. I think the Wookiee Gunship is kind of a vehicle that a lot of people kind of look past and don't think about because it was in Star Wars Rebels, but I think the Wookiee Gunship is like secretly a good Lego set, and even here in the Microfighter form, comes with a cool Wookiee. He has his bowcaster. You have some flick-fire missiles underneath the wings. Like, I think it's a decent Microfighter for what it is. I think I'm going to go B tier on the Wookiee Gunship there. Next is the ATDP. The ATDP, I'm going to throw the ATDP C tier, and I'm going to drop the AAT to D tier, because I think the AAT is worse than the ATDP, and these two. AAT going in D tier. Okay, so that's I think that's a little bit better for my conscience now. I think that makes more sense for me now that I've reordered that a little bit. I needed those in there to like kind of have the differential between those two tiers. So now that's there. Okay, that makes sense. The Ewing underrated microfighter. Wait, oh, there's only one in S tier. Is the Ewing an S tier microfighter? I mean, it's got the spring-loaded missiles in the center there. It has the wings that can fold out. I'm pretty sure it does. It has a really nice Resistance pilot minifigure. Is it an S tier microfighter? It's a good microfighter. I don't think I can put it S tier though. I think it's got to go A tier with the rest of them. Although I might rethink my Han Solo's Millennium Falcon there and put that one in S tier, to be honest. Next one, Tai Striker. Ooh, Tai Striker. Tai Striker is good. It looks worse than the TIE Interceptor and the TIE Advanced, I think, so I'm going to go C tier. The middle section of that thing does not look anywhere near as, like, I feel like the wings on it are just too small. Like, everything else kind of looks fine. That one just looks too small. The Y-Wing with the Rebel pilot here. I love this Y-Wing design. I'm a big fan of the Y-Wing in Star Wars in general. And the Y-Wing, it's got flick-fire missiles on it, which might be a little bit of a detractor, but I think they look fine enough. And Y-Wing overall, it's going S tier. Like, the Y-Wing is a really good microfighter. I love the Y-Wing. Krennic Shuttle. Gotta love Krennic Shuttle. Unfortunately, didn't include Director Krennic. You would think Krennic Shuttle would have Krennic. No Krennic. Nice design, poor minifigure. That one's going to be B tier, pretty middle of the pack there. Here we have the Millennium Falcon with Chewbacca. I really can't say it's worse than the Han Solo one, right? Like, that would be wrong. So I think it's got to go A tier for that reason. Yeah, I'm gonna go A tier on that Millennium Falcon. It's pretty much the same thing. It just has the horizontal radar dish or the rectangular radar dish. It replaced the flick-fire missiles on top with stud shooters, so it's much of the same. Although I will say, I think I particularly disliked the, yeah, if you see where my mouse is pointing, like right on the side of that Millennium Falcon, I don't like that design with like the studs pointing out versus this one with the Han Solo one. I think they basically tried to get rid of the jut out that the Han Solo one had, which I kind of understand, but I don't like the way that looks, to be honest. First Order TIE Fighter Microfighter. Hopefully it's still recording. Yes. First Order TIE Fighter Microfighter. Good microfighter. Just as good as these, really. It's going to go in the same pack there. Next up, we have the Resistance Crate Speeder. Now, this one obviously came in the 2-pack with the AT-ACT. Pretty decent build, actually. It had a decent minifigure, too, with a very nice hairpiece with a headset on it. Great minifigure, great little build. I'm going to go A tier. I think that's a really, really good microfighter. Really better than all these, for sure. Then we have the AT-ACT, which I think is just another step down. I think the AT-ACT is actually better than the AT-AT, but ultimately just not good enough to really crack the next tier up, in my opinion. The A-Wing. The A-Wing with the Resistance pilot is another really good one. Now, yeah, I think I gotta put this one in S tier. I think this one is just one of the best ones. Like, it's just such a clean design compared to everything else we've had. Same with Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter here. I think Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter is also an S tier because it's got the perfect minifigure. It actually has Kylo Ren, kind of like Director Krennic's shuttle should have had Director Krennic. It has a really good design. Hidden flickfire missiles are always a plus, so I'm gonna go S tier rather on Kylo Ren's shuttle. As much as I hate the Naboo Starfighter and everything about it, I hate its yellowness. I think it's a good microfighter. I hate little Anakin, but I'm still gonna go B tier on it. As much as I just completely detest the entire concept of a Naboo Starfighter, I'm gonna go B tier because I recognize it's a decent microfighter. Okay, now we have Darth Maul Sith Infiltrator. This one's got to go A tier. Darth Maul Sith Infiltrator with Darth Maul once again, like not throwing in some crappy minifigure with Krennic's shuttle. You just can't go wrong with Darth Maul. You really can't. Darth Maul's awesome, and of course they did a really good job actually bringing his ship into microfighter status. Now, the Droid Escape Pod is where it gets iffy because you get two minifigures. You can't argue with two minifigures, right? That's got to be the best. However, having R2-D2 sit on top of it just looks so weird to me. And I don't really know how to feel about that. I think I've got to go A tier for this one, just because you get two figures and the build is actually pretty decent. You can always take R2-D2 off of it. And I think Dewback. All right, Dewback is the only microfighter on here that's like a living thing. It has the Sand Trooper that's very nice. He has like his little prodding stick. He's got binoculars. He can hold his gun on the side. Unfortunately, no like actual like flickfire missiles or stud shooters on the Dewback. That would have kind of been ridiculous. But I think the Dewback is an S tier microfighter. Changed my mind because it is. They made the cutest Dewback, brick built Dewback I think I could ever imagine. Like the Dewback was historically always like a molded thing. And so with the new microfighters, when they made him like brick built, like they actually made it really cute. So I'm gonna go S tier with the Dewback as far as microfighters go, and that is my tier list for all the microfighters. Only a couple of trash microfighters. I think microfighters are better than people give them credit for. Just like now that I've actually sat down, done a tier list, and really thought about it, and I know I've done a worst to first video on it too, but on that one you get the whole spectrum, right? You're still going worst to first. This one you really kind of separate things. So I think microfighters are better than people realize, and there's a reason they've stuck around for so long. So microfighters tier list. It's over. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know if I made any mistakes on here and you would like, or you would have changed the tier list in any major way. Let me know in the comments section below. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.